So today I want to talk about boundaries. I think this topic is so important. I believe some of us are better at it than others. I know, like for myself, that was something I was terrible at. And something I've learned is that your self worth and your self respect will be measured by the ability for you to have boundaries. And something for me I want to share with you guys, is be vulnerable with you guys, is that that's something that I never knew how to do. See, I grew up in a home where boundaries were non-existent. So I had no idea what they were. And growing up, because of that, I used to let people walk all over me. I was the yes man, the people pleaser. And because of that, I was very insecure. I had low self-esteem and I struggled a lot with my sense of self. So I always wanted to fit in, and the people pleasing was fueled because if I can do something for you, you'll like me, you'll accept me. And that feeling was worth everything to me. I don't know about you, but when I feel invisible and I feel like I'm getting no attention, any attention is something. And so boundaries to me, if anything, would take away that sense of self-worth and need and validation, even though that's not true, but that's the way I learned how to feel good enough. So that was something I really had to learn how to fix, because this caused me to be in financial debt. It caused me to get in relationships that weren't healthy, stay in friendships that weren't healthy, get jobs and say yes to things I really didn't want to do. And I don't know if you've ever felt like that, where you feel like the people around you or the job that you're at or your situation is something that you're not happy with. I know that feeling. So for me, something that I had to learn was that if I don't learn, first of all, what boundaries are, and then also learn what makes it difficult for me to apply. Because you see, it's easy to make a boundary with somebody, but can you keep it? See, that's difficult right there, like keeping it, because I can say, hey, if you disrespect me one more time, I'm going to walk away from this relationship. Now, if this person disrespects you, are you going to walk away? It's easy to say something. It's a lot harder to actually do it, because when you do it, there's emotions and there's an emotional experience that follows it that can be difficult to navigate. That's why I know for me, there's so many times where I wanted to end a relationship and I would say it, and I would say, I'm going to walk out the door, maybe even get to my car, and then I come right back. And that is in so many different scenarios. And maybe you can relate to that. So being able to actually not only just say the boundary, but stick with it, it could be very challenging and it could be very difficult. I had to almost get to a point where people would leave me because I wouldn't leave them, or a job would let me go because I wouldn't let go of it, which is no way to live. And something I learned, and maybe you could relate to this, was that if I didn't learn the lesson, I would repeat it. I'm going to say that again. If I didn't learn the lesson, I would repeat it. That's why a lot of times you may see people that have a history of toxic relationships or situations, is because when we don't learn the lesson, we repeat it. And so I was repeating the lesson a lot. So it got to a point for me where, for me, it was actually, and I don't know, hopefully it doesn't have to get this bad for you. I almost literally died. I had a seizure that was stress induced. And the day before, my cousin actually died from a stress induced seizure caused by aneurysm. So you can imagine, within 24 hours, the same incident that took my cousin's life was happening to me. So it was a really weird place to be in that situation, and talked to a doctor, and it was stress induced. And so the question came up to myself was like, Fausto, if you don't learn how to set boundaries and take care of yourself, you're literally going to die. So for me, that was my wake up call. That kind of helped me fuel to say no and have boundaries, because I had to remind myself, like, oh, I'm actually going to like die. So hopefully you don't need that. Hopefully what you hear in this video will help you. So when you start wanting to set boundaries, like I said, first of all, you got to kind of ask yourself, who are some people that you probably don't want to hang out with no more? Is there a relationship that it's time for you to end? Is that job still for you? Is it time to move on? And then once you kind of figure out the areas of your life that you want to start setting boundaries, then it's time to take action and actually voice it out. Now, remind yourself that it's going to be difficult when you start. Why is that? People are going to start viewing you differently, whether it's family or friends or associates. People are used to you as a yes person, the person that doesn't have boundaries, let's just say. So when you start setting them, they might be like, man, what's wrong with you? Like, you're changing, you're mean, you're selfish, you don't care. So you're going to have these opinions thrown at you, and you got to be able to navigate and understand that it's not their fault that they view you like this. You have given them a perception of something else, and now you're changing. So they got to get used to it. And those who respect it will stay. Those who don't, then they never were for you in this new season of your life. And that's okay. They played a part. It's time to move on. So you're going to have to learn how to navigate that, because a lot of times what I've seen with clients and myself is that phase of when you start setting those boundaries and people start saying those things to you, you start to question yourself and then be like, you know what, you're right. Never mind. I'm sorry. And then guess what? You're falling back into that cycle, and you have to reset the whole process. So be aware that that's going to happen. Also know you may feel guilty, and they may feel like what you're doing is wrong. It's not because it's wrong. It's because it's unfamiliar. So just know that just because it doesn't feel right when you're setting these boundaries doesn't mean it's not right. So you're going to have to be able to walk through that as well and understand what's happening until it becomes a norm for you, and then it'll start to feel right as you do it. So those are things you're going to have to learn how to do. And this will literally make your life so much better. You'll see your finances go up. You'll see your physical health grow up. You may find yourself doing things that you've always wanted to do, and you might just start feeling a lot more positive and happy, less overwhelmed. And it's because you're finally putting yourself first. Now, you may hear this thing about, life's about others and giving. Yes, the secret to life is giving, but give with balance. You don't have to give to everybody. You don't have to give always. You give when you can, but don't forget to give to you first. So that's some wisdom on boundaries. Hopefully there's something that I said that you can relate to. If you grew up, like I said with my story, if you grew up with not being shown boundaries, so that's why you don't know how to do it. And then if you relate to like the people pleasing, always trying to fit in and seeing how like parts of your life have been slacking due to that. And then the struggle with trying to do it as well. And, I hope my vulnerability allows you to be vulnerable and know that it's okay if you struggle with it and that you can get through it. If you see my life, I am financially very successful. I'm doing this video with you guys because I've always wanted to be a YouTuber, so I'm actually sticking with it. You can even look how consistent I've been. And I have the opportunity to travel the entire world speaking on topics like addiction, trauma, mental health, spirituality, self-growth, all over, as you can see in my vlogs. And there's a lot of stuff that I don't post that I do. And it's because I have boundaries. It's because I have boundaries. I say no. I put myself first. And that's okay. And it's okay for you too. So I hope you can start setting those boundaries and choosing you first. For those who don't know me, my name is Fausto Castellanos. People know me as the Hope Dealer, and I am a clinical counselor, motivational speaker, YouTuber, podcast host. A ton of things, and I'm just here to help you heal, to help you understand, to help you feel seen, and just know we're going to go on this journey together. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one.